a state of emergency over fast-moving fires in Washington.
We had 17 fires on Friday, and some, unfortunately, because of the wind and that dry landscape, they took off. The loss was homes. We know that, but we don't have a good, accurate assessment.
First responders asking for patience and asking people to stay out of evacuation zones, while firefighters are still trying to get ahead of these flames. Plus, we're talking about the health dangers of wildfire smoke and how the state is looking to protect workers who can't get inside.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner. We begin with that developing news from Spokane County, where parts of I-90 were shut down through the weekend because of a devastating wildfire that started on Friday. This is the fire that we brought you as breaking news on Friday evening on Apple Valley News Now. So far, it has burned more than 10,000 acres southwest of Spokane. Hundreds of firefighters are still working to get it under control. The entire city of Medical Lake was ordered to evacuate on Friday as the wind drove the flames inside city limits. One man described evacuating a healthcare facility with around 200 residents in Medical Lake.
I went outside and asked the person in charge, I said, can you defend our building? And I just need to know. And he said, no, you can't, we probably can't defend it. You might want to consider evacuating. So I went in and we got with the team and said, we need to evacuate. So we had 3, maybe 4 buses. We put what residents on there that we could, and the rest of us, we mobilized and we're walked down a sidewalk and across a field to a building at Eastern State Hospital.
Now, Eastern State Hospital did not have to evacuate. Governor Inslee named Filas, that you just heard from, Washingtonian of the Day on Sunday for his heroism. But that is just one of 2 large fires burning in eastern Washington right now. The Gray Fire is southwest of Spokane. The Oregon Road Fire, which is also being called the Elk Fire, is burning about 30 miles northeast of the city. It's also burned more than 10,000 acres since starting on Friday afternoon. It is considered 0% contained. This is in a more rural part of Spokane County compared to the Medical Lake area. One homeowner says he had just minutes to get to safety with his family.
See the weather change and the winds start getting sucked in, and it was just a like a train coming, just that kind of a rumbly sound, and then the boom, boom, boom. We were doing some pretty decent fire prevention, but when it happens, there's nothing you can do. And in 15 to 20 minutes, it went from, I think that they've got this handled, I'm sure that they can, to we got to go right now.
Now, even though conditions have calmed down somewhat, there is still a lot of fire danger out there, and first responders are asking everyone to be patient and to stay out of the evacuation zones because fire crews need to focus on the fires themselves, not on people trying to check on their homes. Now, there is some hope on the horizon in the form of storm clouds from the remnants of Hillary. That hit California as a tropical storm over the weekend. It's now moving into Idaho. ABC's Tim Pulliam has a look at the havoc left behind in the storm's wake.
Despite heavy rain, flooding, and powerful winds, Southern California avoiding the brunt of Hillary's harm. With the storm now downgraded and headed north, Los Angeles leaders still warning residents to be careful.
The fact that it wasn't the catastrophe that had been anticipated, we are very happy about.
During the height of the storm, officials estimate more than 41,000 people were without power. Crews responding to more than 1,800 emergencies in nearly 100 traffic accidents in LA County. This video shows a road collapsing as vehicles drive by. Hillary washed away roads and caused dangerous mud flows. In Cathedral City, aerials show mud flows swallowing these vehicles. Neighbors in northern LA County forced to evacuate.
I told my girlfriend to get the kids, get my daughter, and get out. I mean, there was nothing we could do. I've never seen this ever before.
The first tropical storm to strike California in more than 25 years, making landfall Sunday evening near Baja California, Mexico. Hillary dumping record rainfall across the region.
Palm Springs area, just over 3 inches of rain, but that made it the wettest August day on record. And the rain's not over. You can still see that moisture streaming in up through parts of Nevada into Utah, still in Arizona as well, and making their way to the Pacific Northwest.
In the middle of Hillary's wrath, a surprise 5.1 magnitude earthquake about 80 miles northwest of downtown Los Angeles.
Chief, I'm really sorry to interrupt you right now. Our studio is shaking right now, so not only are we dealing with a tropical storm, but it appears we're now dealing with an earthquake.
Experts say the storm had nothing to do with the quake. And there was no significant damage or injuries during the earthquake or storm in Los Angeles. The second largest school district will reopen tomorrow. Tim Pulliam, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Well, and hopefully that stormy weather in our area will help move along some of the smoke that's been impacting air quality across eastern Washington for the past few days. Stacey Lee is tracking that for us in your First Alert forecast.
That's right. We have an air quality alert in place till Wednesday at noon. Hopefully we'll start to see a little relief as the winds are going to shift to a westerly flow, hopefully blowing the smoke out. But all day we've been in very hazardous levels. The dark purple area here is very unhealthy air quality. It's been improving slightly in the Yakima area as well as Moses Lake. But again, extremely unhealthy air. Here's what you need to do now. You want to stay indoors, limit your outdoor activity, exercising. We haven't even taken our dogs for a walk for a couple of days. Keep your windows closed, recirculate the air if possible. And if you do have to go out, make sure you wear an N95 or N100 rated mask. Here's what it looks like outside right now on our Giza Skycam, Dust Devil Stadium, 81 degrees, winds at 7 miles per hour, our humidity at 25%. So again, that air quality alert in place through Wednesday, increasing chances of rain. This is good news. Much cooler temperatures for most of this week, and then we have a warming trend as we get to the weekend. I'll get to all of that in your First Alert weather forecast. Melissa?
Thanks, Stacey. And as you mentioned, we've been dealing with that unhealthy to very unhealthy air quality across most of central and eastern Washington for a few days now. The American Lung Association says when the conditions are like this, again, you're going to want to stay inside with the doors and windows shut as much as you can. Use the filters on your AC unit or a portable air purifier to get as much smoke as possible out of the air inside your home. And if you do have to be out in the smoke, you're going to want to use an N95 mask because a regular COVID mask, that won't do the trick to protect your lungs as much as you can. In the past 2 summers, Washington State Department of Labor and Industries has put emergency rules into place to protect outdoor workers from wildfire smoke. Now they're working on a permanent rule. L&I officials say the rule will target what they call PM 2.5. Those are tiny, tiny particles found in wildfire smoke that can travel long distances and they can get deep into your lungs and make people really sick. So under the rule being proposed, employers would have to have a plan in place to respond to wildfire smoke, train employees on how to protect themselves, and then depending on how bad the air quality gets, the employers might have to provide them with an N95 mask or other respirators, and then adjust work plans to limit wildfire smoke exposure. Once in place, this is a rule that labor and industries could enforce to make sure that workers are safe.
If there is a complaint, for example, and a compliance inspector goes out and finds that an employer is in violation of the rule, that could result in a citation.
So the proposed permanent rule has already gone through a public hearing process that was happening earlier this summer, and L&I is now reviewing the comments they got to see if any changes need to be made. They're hoping to have a permanent rule in place by mid-September. President Biden and First Lady Dr. Jill Biden are visiting Maui today to see the devastation of wildfires that hit nearly 2 weeks ago and the recovery efforts that are underway right now. At least 114 people have been confirmed dead in Hawaii. Hundreds more are still listed as missing. World News Tonight will have continuing coverage of the president's visit coming up at 5:30. Police in Minneapolis are investigating a mass shooting that left 8 people injured on Sunday afternoon. Police say 6 of those victims were teenagers. Now, they're all expected to survive. Detectives say they found 41 shell casings on the ground where that shooting happened. They don't think that this was random. They say it happened at a place that has been, quote, a hot spot for criminal activity in the past. Now, in Seattle, another deadly mass shooting, 3 people killed, 6 injured early Sunday morning. It happened at the Rainier Hookah Lounge, and police say they're still working to determine what led up to that deadly violence. Now, as we're adjusting to the new gun laws in Washington, restricting the size of ammunition magazines you can buy and the type of guns you can buy, Seattle police say they are seeing fewer shootings, but they're seeing more rounds fired at each one.
This year we've recovered over 4,000 shell casings. That is the shocking part of this. We continue to see victims. We continue to see the violence.
Police say it'll take more than officers getting guns off the street to curb the violence. So far, Seattle police say they've picked up 869 guns this year, including 5 at that deadly shooting scene on Sunday morning. The Kittitas County Sheriff's Office says a Richland man who ran away from a crash on Golf Course Road last weekend has been found dead. The sheriff's office said they had gotten reports that 28-year-old Fernando Flores, who was a known gang member with a felony warrant against him, had been trying to get into homes and vehicles after the crash on August 13th. Deputies searched for quite a while trying to track Flores down. His family later reported him as missing, saying he had called them, saying he was injured and couldn't move. Now, the sheriff's office says human remains detection dogs found Flores' body near the Yakima River on August 19th, not far from where that crash happened. The coroner's office will determine how exactly he died. Tonight, fire investigators are working to determine how a fire started this morning in Pasco. This happened on the corner of West Court Street and North Road 103. The first call for help came in just after 2:30 this morning, according to officials on the scene. Everyone got out of the house thanks to working smoke alarms, officials tell us. One person was taken to the hospital, and even after the fire was out, crews stayed on the scene for several hours this morning. And fire crews from all over the Tri-Cities responded to this fire off West Kennewick Avenue near the Zintel Canyon Golf Course. This happened on Sunday. The first 911 calls came in just before 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Kennewick fire officials say the fire started accidentally on the back patio. It caused so much damage that the house is not safe to live in anymore. Fire officials say everyone was able to get out of the home safely, although firefighters did also check the house to make sure that nobody had been left behind. The Natchez Fire Department is an all-volunteer run fire department. On Friday, 3 fires started at the same time, and it had them struggling to respond. They were able to call on other fire departments to help them out. They still had to wait for those fire departments to arrive. The Natchez Fire Chief says it's a problem all volunteer fire departments face because no matter how many volunteers they have, they're not guaranteed to be available. And there's always a risk that their mutual aid partners might not have the resources available to help out.
Kind of illustrates the need that districts have for people to volunteer and help out when, incidents like that happen, and it poses a real threat to the community if we don't get these things put out in a timely manner.
The chief says it's not just their department that needs help. He encourages anyone interested in being a volunteer firefighter to contact your local fire district to see if they might need some help as well. Now, we've been talking a lot about fires. We're seeing a lot of smoke still out there tonight as we take a look outside. Stacey Lee is tracking our air quality and when we might see some changes coming up. And still ahead on Apple Valley News Now at 5, as we're gearing up for back to school, we're talking about some of the things you need to talk about with your kids before they head back to class.
Injured on the road or on the job? Visit FromBackAutumn.com. Gather vital information on your type of injury claim. Chat live about your needs. Even schedule a free consultation. From Back in Autumn. Bulldog Tough.
You heard a screech outside at night, but you can't see what it is because there's not enough light. You need the Bionic Floodlight from Bell & Howell, the solar-powered motion-activated multi-directional floodlight, the versatile wireless, safety, security, and outdoor lifestyle light you'll love. And right now, it's yours for just $29.99, and the shipping is free. Order now, and we'll send a second Bionic Floodlight. Just pay a separate fee. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-248-8281 or order online at bionicfloodlight.com.
Get your combo BFT shuttle and fair admission tickets today. Ride the bus to the fair with pickup locations in Kennewick, Pasco, and Richland. Your combo ticket includes fair admission. Available at the Three Rivers Transit Center, Ranch and Home, Albertsons, Safeway, Yoke's Fresh Markets, the fair office, and online at bentonfranklinfair.com. Get your ticket today. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride with Ben Franklin Transit and the fair.
Introducing Blue Compass RV, formerly Appleway RV. Same location, new adventures. Come celebrate and save during our grand opening sale with up to 50% off. The best prices of the year on America's favorite brands. Plus, get a 1-year VIP membership to RV Complete, including 24/7, 365 technical and roadside assistance and much more. Wherever you roam, we'll be there. And now save up to 50% off at Blue Compass RV, formerly Appleway RV.
Things to consider when choosing a pediatrician.
Visit the doctor's office before the baby's born so you can meet the staff to find out if they'll be a good fit. More at applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health. Learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
Next DT. A Beverly Hills Housewives Vegas residency rehearsals.
This is a party.
Erica Jane on her weight loss controversy and her love life today. Next, ET.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Whether you're injured on the road or on the job, the big dogs at Brumback and Autumn will get you the full compensation. Leave nothing on the table. Brumback and Autumn. Bulldog tough.
The best way to end your day.
That is good TV.
Friends, tonight at 11:05.
Welcome back. Poor air quality not only affected us here in the Tri-Cities, it also affected a big event happening in our community, the WILDHORSE Ladies Golf Classic near Pendleton. Due to the health hazards, the final round of golf was canceled, and it was determined after 36 holes, Zhao Wen-yin was awarded the championship trophy and distinguished Native American beaded medallion. Yin won the tournament with 12 under par after 36 holes. She scored 66 on both days and went into the final round with a 3-shot lead. Now, all of this means she takes home $30,000 in prize money. Last year, Yin tied for 3rd place. She was the youngest player on the Epson Tour at that time. Well, it's been 3 years since devastating wildfires hit Oregon, and now Oregon's Department of Emergency Management has released a report talking about their response. You'll remember, 2020 was a terrible year for Oregon fires. Officials say not only were they dealing with the pandemic at the time, they also had a plan that was written more for an earthquake worst-case scenario.
Our disaster recovery plan was written in 2016 in theory. It was mostly based on the scenario of a Cascadia subduction zone. The 2020 wildfires was the most devastating catastrophic event that we had in modern history in Oregon, and the first full activation of our disaster recovery plan. So we got to test it, and it was tested hard.
Officials say they have now made changes to their disaster plan, and they're hoping that others can learn from their experience.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And let's take a look outside right now in our Legends Casino Skycam at Columbia Point. Just yuck. That's the smoke and haze. It feels kind of scary, like in a movie when you're out driving around, but that is the situation that we've been dealing with all day. Currently 81 degrees, feels like 79. Our winds are light at 7 miles per hour, and our sunset tonight at 7:55. So again, air quality is the big story today, and again, it's been terrible all through the region. Again, we're in this purple. Next thing over is hazardous, so I would call this very unhealthy air, and again, we're going to continue to see that tonight. Our air quality alert stays in place until 12 afternoon on Wednesday, so lunchtime on Wednesday. But things are going to start to look a little bit better. Here's our futurecast smoke map, and again, we're going to start seeing a westerly flow of winds, and that should start to push the smoke out. This is overnight tonight. Looking into tomorrow, it'll still be hazy and smoky, but again, those darker colors again moving out, pushing some of that smoke away from the region. That's good news. Now, remnants of Hillary, we've been seeing those all day long, especially in Idaho, moving up toward the panhandle. Again, that flow just coming up from the south. Tomorrow's track again starts to push in from the west, so that'll change things out. Again, that should improve our air quality, and we do have a chance of rain through the region. Here's our current radar. Again, you see that rain and moisture going through Oregon and in the panhandle of Idaho right now, and slight rains here and there, nothing close to our area. However, we do have a chance of rain overnight into tomorrow early morning. Tri-Cities, again, these are organized storms moving through the region, the remnants of the tropical storm Hillary, and again, another chance of the rain later in the afternoon on Tuesday. Once that moves out, though, we'll start to see clear skies, and again, we should see an improvement in our air quality going through the day on Wednesday. Now, we are tracking some breezy winds this evening through the Yakima Valley and the mountain gaps there, and of course, down the Columbia River Gorge. Those winds are going to steadily pick up as we get into tomorrow. This is in the morning. Tri-City is going to be very breezy here. Again, look for those gusty winds through the mountain gaps in as those systems and cells start to move. And again, the wind's going to shift from instead of coming down from the north, it'll be coming from the west. So that should really help us. Let's plan your evening tonight. Again, hazy conditions. Stay indoors. 76 degrees tonight in Yakima at 8 p.m. Tri-Cities, very hazy, very unhealthy air quality. 75 by 8 o'clock tonight. And in Walla Walla, chance of showers this evening through the first main part, where most of the rain, though, will be in the upper levels of the Blue Mountains, 74 degrees at 8 o'clock tonight. Let's take a look at those overnight lows now. Again, cooler air. Don't open the windows. Keep those closed tonight because of all the smoke. 50s and 60s through the region. For tomorrow, again, those temperatures much cooler. Remember, we were triple digits breaking records last week, and our daytime high tomorrow for Tri-City 77. So we'll continue to see that. Thanks for sending in this weather photo. Even when it's yucky out, snap a photo. That is the sun right there in that smoke. This was in the Prosser area from James Tuck. Thank you for sending that in, James. Remember, send your weather photos to slee@applevalleyNewsNow.com. Quick look at our short-term forecast. Again, we're expecting smoke and haze through Wednesday. Big improvement coming by the time we get to Thursday. And again, we have about a 60% chance of showers early in the day, maybe into the midday, and temperatures warming up close to 90 by Thursday. Again, 80% chance of rain in the Walla Walla area. Hazy conditions Wednesday, and we warm up Thursday, and it gets even warmer as we move into the weekend. I'll give you that in our first full 7-day forecast. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacey. Well, hopefully the wildfire smoke hasn't gotten to your throat too badly, because if you think you've got what it takes to be the next American Idol, your chance is today to audition. This is for people living in Oregon. You can go to American Idol /auditions for information and to sign up. Now, if you live in Washington, you missed last week's audition, you can go to that same website for information about some of the alternative ways to audition for the next show, and watch for American Idol returning to ABC and Apple Valley News Now early next year. We'll be right back.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
When you get hurt on the job, you never know if you're going to get paid by Labor and Industries. Let Bothwell and Hamill fight on your behalf for your workers' comp. We can often increase your compensation. The sooner you call us, the better. If you were hurt at work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call 509-584-4411 for a free consultation. Bothwell and Hamill.
I'm Buzz the Bee from the Painting Bees. We do interior painting and cabinetry as well. We have a full crew that takes care of everything, and all we really want you to do is to kick back and relax. Visit our website or call us at 591-8160.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT TurboMax pickups, or get $6,000 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your community Chevy dealers.
After driving cattle in the 1880s, hitting the hay could be a literal experience. But some lucky cowpokes got to sack out in a brand new Sealy mattress. And after 140 years, Sealy is still delivering a great night's sleep. That's why Denver Mattress is proud to offer the Sealy Posturepedic Plus Hybrid. With cool-to-touch covers, body-hugging memory foams, and motion-reducing coils, you'll sleep cooler and more comfortably all night long. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Sealy.
Top Tree Service is committed to providing the best service and experience possible. From the first call to schedule your estimate, through our final after-service follow-up call, ensuring complete satisfaction. Your trees are valuable assets, and we ensure our ISA-certified arborists will protect your investment. The health and safety of your trees are our top priority. Call today to schedule a free estimate and experience the Top Tree Service difference for yourself.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Welcome back. Students in the Tri-Cities will be headed back to school next week, and that means drivers will have to start slowing down in school zones once again. Well, it's important for people at the wheel to be aware of children and teens on their way to class. Students need to be on the alert as well. We talked to safety experts about some of the things you might want to go over with your kids before that first day of school.
And if you are a walker, try to walk with a buddy, stay on the sidewalk. Make sure if you're crossing the street, you use the crosswalk, left, right, left, to make sure that you don't have any cars or you miss anything else.
Don't be distracted. If you got your earpods in or whatever you're doing while you're walking, maybe take one out. Listen to what's going around you. Look what's going around you. Be extra safe. Maybe look twice before you cross the streets, whatever you need to do.
Now, one more for the drivers. If you are traveling the same direction as a school bus and the stop sign comes out, you have to stop. Now, if there's a barrier between your lane and the bus and you're going the opposite direction, you don't have to stop, but you do need to be watchful for pedestrians in the roadway. Now, we'll have a final look at your forecast when we come back, and still ahead on World News Tonight, a community in shock after a small business owner was shot and killed outside of her store. Police say that shooting came just after a confrontation over a pride flag. That's coming up at 5:30.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
My mom hired a bath fitter to make me a new bath. My friend Jimmy said that when he got a new bath, it took forever. Jimmy didn't have to take a bath for a month. I didn't even get to miss one bath. It's just not fair.
Bath Fitter will remodel your bath in as little as 1 day. We've got over 2 million satisfied customers and 35 years experience. Call now or visit bathfitter.com for a free in-home consultation.
When you or your loved one has been seriously injured, you want the best law firm on your side. Abeta Nelson Injury Law is the most highly awarded and experienced personal injury firm in Central Washington. Our office has secured the most million-dollar car crash recoveries in Central Washington. You can trust us to have your back. The time for bringing your claim is limited, so don't wait. Call us today for a no-obligation consultation. Abeta Nelson, we take your injury personally.
Wild Horse Resort and Casino is teeing up for the LPGA Epson Tour, and you too can go for the green. Every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in August, play to win up to $5,000 in cash and prizes. A perfect putt will multiply your prize up to 5 times. Play with your club wild card on Monday for 10 times entries to win. Plus, 3 winners will go for the green and putt to win up to $10,000 in the grand prize playoff on September 3rd. Come go for the green. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton, Oregon. More winners, more often.
This week, President Biden visits Maui.
We'll be with you for as long as it takes.
Plus, Hurricane Hillary and the smoke spreading into the U.S. from Canadian wildfires. More Americans turn to the most watched program on television, World News Tonight with David Muir.
Introducing Blue Compass RV, formerly Appleway RV. Same location, new adventures. Come celebrate and save during our grand opening sale with up to 50% off. The best prices of the year on America's favorite brands. Plus, get a 1-year VIP membership to RV Complete, including 24/7, 365 technical and roadside assistance and much more. Wherever you roam, we'll be there. And now save up to 50% off at Blue Compass RV, formerly Appleway RV.
Check out Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds, your local Old Hickory Sheds dealer. We sell and deliver a wide variety of buildings, including storage sheds, lofted barns, playhouses, cabins, and more. Come visit us at 3680 West Van Giesen Street in West Richland.
Hi, Jason Valentine for the Apple Valley News Now Great American Flag Swap. This Friday, bring your old tattered American flag to Steve Hahn's Volkswagen, Kia, Mercedes-Benz, or Trucks Plus USA, and in exchange, we'll give you a brand new flag as we celebrate America together.
At Steve Hahn's Volkswagen, Kia, Mercedes-Benz, and Trucks Plus USA, we're proud to honor the American flag and take great pride in our commitment to the community. We invite you to celebrate the upcoming Labor Day holiday with a new flag for your home.
Welcome back. Let's take a final look at your forecast, Stacy. It just that wildfire smoke won't just leave us alone.
It won't leave us alone. That air quality very, very unhealthy tonight. So avoid outdoor activities this evening. We'll see the smoke and haze, and we should start to see a little bit of an improvement starting tonight into tomorrow because the winds are going to start coming in from the west. But we do have a chance of rain on Friday in the Yakima area. Good news for us, we do have a chance of rain overnight. Could see some showers in the early morning hours. That should help with the air quality in the Tri-Cities area. And again, looking towards Friday, again, chance of rain popping up there. And those temperatures moving right back up to about average for this time of year. But we're well below the average today at 77 or in the 70s throughout the day. Again, due to the smoke and haze, it kind of kept that sun from being able to come down and grace us with some heat. So 75 tomorrow in Walla Walla, 80% chance of rain there. Smoke and haze looking better again as we head towards the middle of the week with more showers possible on Friday and those temperatures warming up to average by the weekend. So again, stay inside. Get out of that smoke.
You mentioned your dogs have been staying home. My dog does not understand why we're not going for walks.
That's right.
We can't do it. Thanks, Stacey. Thank you so much for watching. World News Tonight with David Muir is next. We're back tonight at 6.